For dogs?
That is a squeaky toy.
Oh, if you blow it, makes noise?
You're supposed to suck it really hard, Tom.
Wow.
Really?
I
Anyways.
thought you were going to do it.
Andy, I made this mess for you, so
Yeah, that's what I heard.
now you need to clean it up. I'm bored. Your employees did that.
Oh!
It was on the side.
See, look, it was cracked.
It's been cracked.
Probably got a caller and figure it out. The bottom line is we don't want to be taking in stuff like that, right? Man, listen, let's get Diana. That box needs to come out of there. We got, that tractor trailer is empty. I mean, we've kind of individually talked about it, but we have to get strict on these consignments, on what we let people put on consignment. I mean, for example, the desk that I had you pull off I don't know who in the right mind. Where did that desk go? Has it been pulled yet? So that is something that we should have put in the garbage, but it's on our floor on consignment for $199. It was a little. It's not worth $1. It was a black desk about this big, like a corner piece, and the side was frayed off. It was like water damaged. I mean, it literally. Okay, let me just finish. My bottom line is.
We don't take it.
We shouldn't even have that here, number one. We're using the excuse that the customer wanted that much on it. But imagine a customer walking in here, a different customer walking in here, looking around at the desks and seeing 79, 59, 49, then 199, right? That's gonna be a picture I'm gonna put on Facebook and say, look at how stupid this store looks.
Yeah.
Selling a piece of shit for $200.
Yeah.
Right? And we can't do that. Stop. If we think it's overpriced, stop. Stop. Yeah, we don't want that. We are if you look out there now on our floor, we're about 50% old furniture now because it doesn't sell and it keeps growing and it keeps growing because we keep taking it in. We got to stop taking in that old furniture, that crap. Don't get me wrong.
Their low price is $150. It's not a palm tree, it was a chair. I've never taken it.
But also the load that you guys did the other day that we took in the back room and we took that washing machine on consignment for $150. All that old furniture, remember all that old furniture? Yeah. You took a washing machine in on consignment. It's all rusted. We shouldn't even touch that furniture. We don't want that old stuff anymore. So Greg said we're gonna have a lot of stuff for tomorrow morning.
You look like my baby forehead.
You haven't cut any boxes today, Barb, have you?
You should have seen him when his Amazon boxes used to come in, and he's like, don't let anybody touch them. And we'd be like, oh. Before you come in.
Okay, but this is not how I want it done, though.
Okay, so should you explain to me how you want it done?
Okay, so this should be daily. Okay, we have all these things. So there's gonna be some stuff, maybe like these, that are done daily.
Yeah.
But then I also want register one to have to, maybe on Mondays they vacuum over by such and such. Tuesday they vacuum in a different area. Wednesday they vacuum it, and then maybe it's straighten up this section, straighten up this section, straighten up this section, each done on a different day. Yeah. So there are some stuff that needs to be done daily, and then it needs to be a checklist of some sort. And actually we can do it all on that app if we wanted to. But I'd like to have a paper count there laminated so that at the end of the day, whenever somebody says, I'm ready to go home, you look down their checklist, make sure they accomplish everything they're supposed to accomplish in a day. All right? And then we need another one for our cleaning lady. Our cleaning lady we give her no direction. She comes in and does what she wants. All right? But we need to systemize what she does so that what the whole goal is that if somebody leaves, our next employee comes in, it's a lot easier to train them, okay? Because everything's systemized. Everything has to be systemized. So register one, but also where's register two's procedures?
They were all done like this, put out every register. Processing had one, the back dog had one, the trucks had one. We all had these all in place. And then we just dropped the ball, we never continued.
Okay, and then we're gonna have a manager's checklist.
Oh, I'm in trouble, Diane.
So the manager's job is to make sure all the lists are done for the day. Okay. Manages.
But at the same time.
Thank you, Stan. Making sure all the procedures are done, and then we'll have a cash checklist, so that we know that
So we do.
everything we're done at the end of the night is completed.
We do have the cash checklist.
But we're gonna systemize it all, make it all look the same, make it look professional, and put it into a handbook. And Esteban's gonna start working on all that for us. So I have to hold my managers more accountable. And systemize my store. So I'm working together with Esteban. Esteban's probably one of the most organized persons I know, and we're going to put together an operations manual for not only bin stores, but also for Resale America. If anybody wants to get into the liquidation business, and we will publish that. So we'll give that out to you guys for free if anybody wants to use any of our procedures. But this is just brainstorming what we need to have. So every store needs to have operations, right? You need to have cleaning charts, you need to have priority charts. A lot of businesses give an employee a primary responsibility and a secondary responsibility. So when you come into your business, maybe the front register operator is, their primary responsibility is the customers. And then their secondary responsibility is the daily cleaning chart, all right? So they need to go through and finish everything on those charts. And it's a manager's job to follow up with the employees to make sure they're doing their job. Every store should have an opening checklist and a closing checklist. So here at our store, we use Jolt. So Jolt is our time clock app, and it does our time and attendance. And then you can put checklists in there. And so everybody can have them on their phone. They can see the checklist for their stations. I kind of like the paper copy sometimes there, but then they can use the phone to do the checklist, the check-ins. But it's a great app. I use it here. I use it in my restaurants up north. So I recommend Jolt. You can put all this stuff in there. You need an opening checklist. What does the opening manager do? What do the opening employees do, And then a closing checklist, what happens at the end of the night when you're closing down, keeping safety and security in mind. And then you have cash management, right? So most people have a safe and they have money in there, so you're gonna have a safe log, you're gonna have a deposit log of what money's going into the bank. Compare your deposit to your cash out at the end of the night. You want to have your register cash out, so make sure no one employee is over or short on their drawer. Remember, being over is just as bad as being under on a cash drawer in any business, because the theory is that if they're over, let's say an employee's $50 over, that means they probably weren't ringing in sales and they didn't have an opportunity to take the money out. So being over is just as bad as short. But you have to keep people accountable for cash. You can only have one person on a register at a time. Nobody else should be able to touch a cash register drawer. There's nothing worse than being in a business with a cash issue. That's why I love my concepts at my bin stores where I don't accept cash. Actually, we talked about it a little while ago. I didn't know if maybe that was illegal. When I was exploring cryptocurrencies and El Salvador started taking Bitcoin, every merchant in El Salvador must take the Bitcoin. So I thought, wait a minute, I don't take US dollars at my store. I don't take cash, and it's legal tender in the United States. But we did some research, and it's not illegal. It is legal to just take debit or credit card. Unfortunately, I have to pay the 3% fees that go along with that. But it's the peace of mind I have there is incredible. There's no way, if somebody was gonna steal, they'd have to do a cash transaction themselves. But it solved a lot of problems. I never got to go to the bank. My money's always in my bank the next day. I'm never over or short. It's always reconciled. So I like that philosophy, not taking cash in that store. A long time ago, my boss told me, I used to work at Wendy's when I was a kid, right? My boss told me, how do you know what you're doing if you don't know what you're doing? Right? And so a business has to be ran by numbers, and my business isn't ran by numbers, and I need to figure it out. I need to, it's my own fault, and I owe it to the people that put money into me, that rely on jobs here, that we can analyze, how's my labor doing? How's my cost of goods sold doing? How what percent are my fixed costs in my business? So I owe it to them to show them how we're doing every month or every week. So I'm gonna have to start setting up a P&L. Listen, if you guys have any systems out there that you use for a bin store or a liquidation store, please send them forward to me, put them down in the comments. I'm be happy to share my systems with you once we get them all developed. We have them now, but they're just kind of, they're not a kindergartner could have made these ones up. So we need to take them to the next level, systemize the store so that you can just drop the blueprint into the next store that you want to open. It makes it so much easier to operate. And you know, I want to open more bin stores. So whoever's mastered the bin store systems out there, please let me know, please help me out. And then once I get the whole package together, I'll send it to anybody that wants to see it.